Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here on USB. I hope everybody's having a great day. Yeah, I hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend as well. I hope everybody was safe out there. So our guest today, he's quite the athlete. If you look at the top leader stats for his team, he led in of 8 out of 12 of those categories. Um, he had a phenomenal season. He had a batting average of 477, slugging percentage of 756. He had 33 runs, 41 hits, 24 RBIs, 10 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, a fielding percentage of 802, putouts 55. He had 22 assists, 6 double plays, and 13 stolen bases. And though it was a minimal amount of attempts, he also had 10 strikeouts from the mound as well. On top of being a standout on the baseball field, he also played football where he had a career stats on defense of 59 solo tackles, 80 total tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our guest, number 5, Krue Warren. How you doing, young man? Uh-oh, connection's a little off. Barely hear you. You still there?
Hello.
All right, there you go. Sweet. How you doing, young man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you. Thank you. So first things first, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a senior. I play football and baseball at Grantsville. Um, Baseball is my passion, and I put my heart and soul into it, and that's all I do. That's my mind 24/7, just baseball, baseball, baseball. So
So even when you were playing football, that's all you were thinking about,
yeah, I love football,
huh?
but yeah, during football, I'm waiting for that baseball season to come up.
Right on, right on. What drove you to want to play baseball so bad?
I think just growing up around it, just it's what my dad did. It's just that's all we watched. That's been my whole life, just all grown up.
Right on, man. I mean, because you had a heck of a career. Looking over these stats for you, they're on the graphic there. But your career stats, at least for what was on Max Preps, you had a batting average of 419 for your career, 107 runs, 104 hits, 71 RBIs, 24 doubles. You had a slugging percentage of 673, 7 total home runs. I mean, that's just your batting. Your fielding, you were at an 833. You had 32 stolen bases. 12 double plays. I mean, you had a heck of a career there. How do you feel about that?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm proud. I mean, I'm never satisfied. I always room for improvement, but
Sure,
I'm pretty
sure.
proud of my career so far.
So you also have a younger brother on the team as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
How cool has it been to kind of share some of those moments and experiences together?
That's, that's been my high school highlight. It's been the best I could ever ask for. It's so fun.
Right on. Yeah, and I imagine your parents are probably thrilled about that too, because I know getting to see my two boys share the same field of play, that was a highlight of my life for sure. So I'm sure they're probably really stoked about that as well. So your team goes 15 and 13 overall. You guys finish 7 and 3 in region, and then you make a deep run into the postseason, falling just short. And I believe you guys took fourth place. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. How do you feel about your team's success this year then?
I think we started off very, very slow. We had a lot of young guys, a lot of guys that haven't even touched the field yet. So I think all season we were just trying to fill out roles, and a lot of people found what they were trying to do for the team's success. And so we were a slow start, and we didn't find that until playoffs. And I think we just got hot at the right time. So I'm super proud of our guys because we proved a lot of people wrong.
Sure, sure. Yeah, and I unfortunately didn't get to make it to as many games as I was kind of hoping I would get to, but I was there for the Delta game, the first game in that series, and you guys wiped the floor with them. You did a fantastic job out there. And do you feel like there was something specific that just kind of sparked that for you guys, so you guys could get on the same page or get it going right there in the playoffs, or did it just kind of just happen and you guys just rode with it?
Yeah, it's kind of personal with our team what happened, but I think a lot of our guys took it personal. We really wanted to prove a lot of people wrong, and we
Yeah.
knew that the time was here, and we needed to get hot, and we needed to lock in. So I think that's what we did.
Well, hey, you guys did a fantastic job at that then. Um, in your opinion, what game this season do you think your team played the best collectively as a team? Whether you guys win or lost, that part of it's irrelevant for this question. But what game do you think you guys played the best collectively as a team, and what makes you think that?
Um, Kind of two come to mind. I would say the game when we played Union or Richfield. Because obviously the playoff game we're facing good pitching, and I don't even know what clicked, but all of our bats were hot, all of them for both games. I can't choose between those, but we just did not back down. We didn't care what the score was. We were hot.
Well, and that was the first time you guys saw Richfield this year, right?
Yes.
Was in that game. And I know in Union you guys split the two-game series between them two, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so what particular about Richfield do you think that you guys kind of maybe just saw that made things a little easier for you guys?
Um. Well, we knew they had hot bats, so we knew we needed to come in with good pitching and good defense. And I think that's what we did. And I don't think we expected ourselves to hit as good as we did, to put as much runs up as we did in that game. And so I think we were just confident. We just found confidence early.
Right on, right on. So your batting average of 477 is pretty exceptional in my opinion. What do you attribute your consistency at the plate to this season? Is there a particular approach or drill that's been a key for you, or how do you explain your consistency?
Well, I think that just my mental, um, just like practicing before games and my just practicing, getting hours in after practice, like muscle memory. I trust my muscle memory because when you're in the box, when you don't have time to think. Baseball's a quick sport. Pitch gets on you fast. I don't think you have time to think. So you have to really
Sure.
trust your muscle memory. So that's what I did all season. It's just I would work on staying down on the ball and try not to do too much. Try not to think as much. Just let my muscle memory take over.
I'm glad that you said that because you know in my previous world that was a huge thing. Muscle memory is pretty much how you operated with everything. Because to your point, you know, there's a lot of times it's so split second that you don't really have it. You don't have the time to think about what you need to do. You just need to know what to do. So that was a very good explanation, and I appreciate you sharing that with folks because I think it's something that people kind of take for granted sometimes. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So you clearly hit for extra bases pretty often. What's your approach then when you step into the box? Are you looking for a specific pitch or focusing on hitting the ball hard or what or to a particular part of the field? Like what is when you step up there, what's the first thought that goes through your mind?
First thought is just hit the baseball hard. I don't care where it's pitched. I hit it hard.
It seems simple, right?
Yeah. That's what a lot of people tell me. That's just what goes through my head.
Oh, that's great, man. I mean, hey, yeah, sometimes you got to keep it stupid simple, right?
That's right.
It's awesome, man. So you also had 13 stolen bases on the season. What factors go into your decision to steal a base? Are you looking, you know, at the pitcher, the catcher, or the game as a whole? Like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at the pitcher, his tempo, how the catcher is too. I kind of take advantage of that. If the pitcher is taking too long, or if he's throwing slow, throwing a lot in the dirt, I can take advantage of that and get still second quick, so I can get in scoring position because that's the most successful way of winning is to get into a spot for success.
Okay, okay, and oh, sorry, I'm dropping stuff on my end here. Yeah, no, we'll just move on to the next question because I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that.
You're good.
So your fielding percent, or excuse me, as a shortstop, you're involved in a lot of plays, right? Can you
Oh yeah.
describe a challenging defensive play you made this season that you're particularly proud of, and what went into making that play?
It was a playoff game again against Union. Very first play of the game. It was hit up the middle, and I did a diving play, and I kind of did a barrel roll, and threw it to first. They called him out at first, and then they said after review that he pulled. But I think that was the biggest play I've ever made in my career. It was just a playoff game. It was intense. And I've never made a diving sliding barrel roll play like that before, so it was pretty cool.
Did the crowd go wild? I bet. I mean, those bang bang plays, they're pretty awesome to see. And I think that's probably what drew me away initially from baseball was that I didn't see enough of those probably to be like, oh man, this is what I want to do. But when you do see them, they're definitely like, oh wow, so
Oh yeah.
that's pretty awesome. So your fielding percentage is at 802. What do you feel your strengths defensively at shortstop? And what specific aspects of your fielding are you focusing on improving as you move forward?
I think I handle everything pretty well. I think I have a strong arm too, so a lot of mistakes I can make up for it with my arm, just in case I bobble it a little bit. I think I'm pretty quick with my hands. I'm good with reacting, but I think one thing I do want to improve on is kind of like when I go to throw, sometimes I overthrow it, try too hard. I think I need to keep my front shoulder down and keep it low. Easier throw for my first baseman.
I mean, that's half the battle, man, is knowing what you need to improve. So I'm certain you're going to go forward and improve that, and it's going to look really sharp going forward. So that's a heck of a realization for yourself.
Yeah.
So looking at your overall performance this season with strong numbers both offensively and defensively, right? What do you believe was the biggest factor in your success for that?
No offensively for sure.
And what do you think the biggest factor in that success was?
Just trying to get again in scoring position. So like you said, I do hit like doubles and triples. Just try
Yeah,
to start off hot. Try to start off a momentum for my team. Just because they kind of look up to me and a lot of seniors. They look up to a lot of seniors. So just
sure.
starting off early, getting in scoring position, just
Just
getting
trying
the
to set the
confidence boost.
tempo.
That's it. Yeah.
Right on, right on. Yeah, I mean that's super important. You got to start out strong, I think, in so that's a heck of a way to go about it. Now, every player has good days and bad days, right? I'm sure you've experienced this throughout your many sporting events that you've probably done throughout your life, right? How do you manage your mental approach when you're struggling at the plate, or if you make an error on the infield or something like that? How do you handle that mentally?
Well, it's just kind of a mindset thing. I gotta repeat to myself that I know I'm legit, and that if I just stick to what I do, don't change anything. Again, keep it simple. From what I've done and what I've accomplished so far, why get down from just a little mistake when I can
Sure.
improve?
Yeah, no, that's a great philosophy for sure. Do you feel like that's something you just kind of developed on your own, or did somebody kind of guide you to that mindset, or a mentor, or somebody that you looked up to personally?
Oh, I'd say my dad for sure.
Right on.
Um, just a lot of teammates I've heard of a lot of things in all sports that just their dads have kind of harped on them just if they underperform. But my dad he's never done that. No matter how I perform, he's proud of me and he's uplifted me no matter what, and he's given me that confidence that I know it's okay and just to move on.
Right on, man. That's super awesome and definitely important. I think moving forward for you in life as well. That'll translate well down the line for you. So that's good to hear, man. So okay, who in your opinion then is a player on your team that you think is irreplaceable, despite maybe not standing out on the stat lines, and why do you think this person is irreplaceable?
No, I would go with my younger brother for sure. Just starting a lot of games as a freshman and having all the power that he has, and he's just listened to coaches, me, and he's really bought in. And I think he's just going to be an outstanding player.
Answers my later on question of who we should be looking out for. So if you got another one for that one, or if you already had another one, um, think about that when we get to that question. Awesome, man. And I think the coolest thing is that you've got your brother's back on that. I don't know how many kids were on your roster, but you could have picked any of them, and you went with your brother. So I hope that that's something that he appreciates because I think on one side of my family I'm the oldest, on the other I'm like the youngest,
Yeah.
and And my older step siblings, I always looked up to him. It was always a competition, but I always looked up to him. So um, hopefully he appreciates it for sure. And that's awesome that you had his back, man. So who has been your biggest influence in baseball, whether that be like a professional athlete or anything like that? Like who 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 are you striving to be like when it comes to baseball?
Just
Uh,
because, like, he, if you want to know, like, pro players, but I haven't really, I mean, I like those big guys, but I haven't really looked up to them in that way, in that sense.
mm,
But yeah, definitely, like, everything I've ever done or any mindset, he's taught me. My dad's taught me everything. Everything I've known about this game, and every wherever I am now, just he's brought me to this moment.
hey, that's fantastic, dude. That is fantastic, and I'm glad you covered it again because I think you might have cut out a little bit when you answered that. So thanks for sticking with that because I wasn't sure what you'd said at first. But so no pro athletes, huh? That you're just like, yeah, I want to be like this guy, huh?
Yeah, no, not much. I mean, I like a lot. I like a dude named Ronald Acuna from the MLB. A lot of college players I'm looking out. None stand out, but yeah, I kind of just I don't really have that kind of mentor up there yet.
But yeah, sure, not obviously not like on a personal level for sure. But no, that's interesting. I mean, that's cool though. I mean, like because I think for a lot of people that is kind of like their drive, their motivation, right there. I want to be like so and so. I want to be like this, and it sounds like you're kind of taking the approach of I want to do me, and,
Yeah.
and and that's pretty awesome, dude. I think that's pretty awesome. So all right. Well, on top of all the amazing stuff you did on baseball, you also played football for your school as well, primarily on defense, but you did see some offense. I've got the stats written down somewhere around here. Looks like this season you had 11 receptions, 113 yards, and a touchdown. Some kick returns for about 10 kick returns for 211 yards. But defense is where you saw most of your action, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And you
Yeah,
had
definitely.
solo tackles, your 80 total tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 2 interceptions. At least that's what was listed. Maybe it was more than that. But did the skills you learned from one sport translate to the other for you, or are they kind of like self-contained skill sets for you?
Oh no, definitely, definitely. I definitely take skills from one sport and use them for the other. Definitely. That's why I appreciate multiple sports so much.
Hmm. And can you give us an example of one of those skills might be?
Yeah. For football, I think it's just like how competitive and aggressively like mean you kind of have to be. And baseball is kind of slower, so a lot of people don't have that. But I think football has been huge in building that for me. So it's just been able to translate that into baseball, just kind of be really mean and competitive and really have that drive.
Right on, right on. Yeah, no, that was a great explanation. I think that's a huge comparison because I mean you played shortstop, and in my opinion, just from me watching the game, that's one of the really active positions where you got to be aggressive on your reactions, right? And
Yeah.
so I think your example is spot on there. Fantastic answer to that question. So I want to try a new segment here. I haven't done this yet, so I hope you're okay with being my guinea pig on this one, all right? But I want to call it bonehead plays, right? Because everybody makes mistakes. It happens. But I think a lot of times we can look back at them and kind of laugh a little bit, right? What is
Yeah.
a play that you made like a bonehead decision on that made you laugh? And what was the ultimate lesson learned from that play?
I'd say one time when an umpire made a bad call for me, I kind of flipped the bat on the ground a little bit, kind of stared him down, said a couple words. Um, kind of just look back and laugh at that one now, and it's just taught me just to keep my composure, and that's only negative. It doesn't really get you anywhere. In
Sure.
the moment you're heated, you feel like doing that,
It always
but
sounds good in the moment, right?
yeah, that's right. And then you look back and you think you look like an idiot.
Yeah, hey, you know what? You're gonna probably have 1,000 more of those situations in your life, if not more. So don't sweat it. That's a good one though. That's a good one. Yeah, no, I like the idea of that segment. I think a small sense of humility does us all a little good sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And so I think that that's going to be a good segment that I'm going to try to incorporate it in. So I thank you for actually being willing to answer the question and you know, it's most of the interview is all about bragging about how great you did, right? And I think it's nice to be able to laugh a little bit. So
Yeah.
now
Definitely.
I understand that you signed with Colorado Northwestern Community College. Is that correct?
Yep.
For baseball. And what are you most excited for heading into this next chapter of your life then?
Just it's always been my dream since I was a kid to play at the next level for baseball. Just
Yep, you're gonna have to
all
back
it's
up
all
there.
me.
You're gonna have to back up there a little bit. You cut out again. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But what I'm most excited about is just that. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're good. Sorry.
Yeah. It's always been just my dream since I was just a little kid that just to play at the next level, especially at the sport that I love. And so I'm just excited that like this next chapter that going into is just myself. No one's really gonna be there to like hold my hand or anything. It's me, and I got to go prove what I can do.
Sure. Yeah. No, and that's going to pay off more than I think you could even realize right now. That's the type of stuff that pays off down the road for sure when you're on your own trying to figure it out, man. So that sounds awesome. So where does your dream take you then after that? Like what's the next step? Because I mean, obviously, you know, I'm sure Colorado Northwestern Community College is a great stepping stone, right? But I'm sure that's probably not where you ultimately want to end up. Where are you looking for after this?
Um, I'm definitely trying to just improve here, and then I'm trying to find myself at a D1 school for baseball.
If you could pick any school out there, what's the dream school?
Tennessee,
Tennessee? Right on.
Tennessee.
Well, we will blast them on social media with advertising, and they're either going to block me or we're going to at least get somebody hopefully to look at that. So Tennessee, let me write that down because you know I've been blown up a few times, so I might forget that. But all right, Tennessee it is. Yeah. So don't worry, they can block me. They won't block you. All right.
Okay.
So if you could give a piece of advice to a younger player looking to be where you are right now, what would that piece of advice be?
Be coachable. Listen to your coaches because most of them know what they're talking about, and just be you and just give it all that you got because time really does fly by.
Right on, right? So people say be coachable all the time, right? I mean, you hear that all over the place. What does that mean for you though, right? Like break that down into a way that's not just like a cliche answer, right? Because I think it gets used like that sometimes. And I'm not saying that that's what you're doing by any means. All I'm saying is it gets generalized, right? So, what does that mean for you to be coachable?
Just every coach that you have, either you like them or not, they all want you to get better. They are because they know how to get you better. So what either though like you feel like you don't like what they're trying to teach you or what they're trying to say, if even if you like it or not, just do it with full effort and just be consistent at it and see where it can take you because it really can take you to some special places.
Fantastic, fantastic answer and elaboration on that. Thank
Yeah.
you. Who in your opinion, is a player that we need to keep an eye on for in baseball? And we got it. Your brother's definitely number one on your list, so we've got that. Uh, do you have another one, or who do you think?
Yeah, Peyton Cummings.
Oh, the
Peyton
home
Cummings
run
for
guy.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, home run guy.
no, he did really good in that Delta game for sure. That was pretty impressive. Um, what about him stands out? I mean, obviously the home runs, right? But like, what about him stands out as a player for us to keep an eye on him for?
Again, it's just about being consistent and just having the drive for the game, just being so competitive that you just want to win. And I think he has that. He wants to win. He doesn't want to just make himself better, but he wants to make the people around him better as well.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on him and Grayson, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's kind of spelt a little different if I remember correctly from the football stats, but so I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
it
if I
is.
said it right. All right. So Peyton and Grayson, we got it. Okay. So kind of bouncing back to your football career a little bit here, right? I understand that baseball is your passion and your love, but the football team's seeing some changes this coming year, right? There was a lot of solid defenders who have graduated now, including yourself, and there's been some staffing changes taking place. Who should we be watching for on the defensive side in particular to kind of fill some of that void in the coming season? You think?
A lot of guys come to mind. I'd say Jordan Fawson and Dawson Dunleavy. I think those two are really gonna step it up for us.
Right on. Yeah, I know I'm not super familiar the Dunleavy stats, but I know Fossett was killing it on interceptions last year. He did some great secondary work there, so he's definitely already on. I think not only our radar here, but a lot of people's radar for sure. Uh, so yeah, I'll have to look more into to Dunleavy there and make sure that we're keeping an eye on that because you guys know best. You guys play with them. I just get to sit in the stands and criticize and enjoy it at the same time. But
Right.
uh, so. Um, let's see, where do we go? Is there anything that you would like to add that maybe we didn't cover or that you think people should know? Maybe it was a an achievement that maybe I didn't cover or anything like that. Is there anything that you feel like needs to be covered at the end of this year?
No, I think you covered everything perfect.
I wouldn't say perfect, but thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
Yeah.
I'll try to get better at taking compliments there. Well, listen, young man, I appreciate you doing this. I hope you have obviously a wonderful rest of your day here. But we're super excited for you and happy for you. Uh, we wish you nothing but the best moving forward. You're an exceptional young athlete, and I'm sure you're going to go places. And I appreciate you being here on the show and giving us a little bit of your insight and helping us to improve this. And so that we can be better for future generations to come. Hopefully, that's our goal here. So I want to give you a huge thank you for that. I don't have any merch or anything like that, but if I ever get any, I'll be sure to send you something, okay? Because I greatly appreciate you being here and doing this.
Yeah. I appreciate you. It's been great. I was super excited for this. So
Yeah, well, yeah, I knew I wanted to get you on because I've been watching your stats and and I knew that I hadn't seen enough of the games. Um, and I just, man, I could not think of like the best time to get it going. And then I finally figured out how to get this interview stuff working right. And so now it's like, okay, we got to get him in because I know he's got big things going on, and we got football right around the corner. So I don't want people to be, completely done with baseball and all that yet. So yeah, no, I definitely wanted to get you on here, and I appreciate it, man. I really do.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. So
All right, man. Well, you have a great rest of your night, and safe travels for anything that you'll be doing to head over to your new school, and best of luck, man.
thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Thank you for being here.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Killed that audio. Sorry, guys. Hey, listen. Uh, that was awesome. That was an awesome interview. I think. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Krue, you sound like an amazing young man. I'm sure you're going to do great things. And the confidence in yourself is going to take you places, I think. So, congratulations to you. And again, best of luck. So, everybody, that was Krue Warren from Grantsville Baseball. Be sure to head over to the socials and give us a follow if you would like to be on the show or know someone who might be interested in doing an interview. You can send me a message at any of our socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, okay? Or you can email me at unaffiliatedsportsbroadcast@gmail.com. I hope you all have a great and wonderful evening. Thank you for listening. And as always, guys, please take care of yourselves. Please take care of each other. And until next time, I'll see you at the games.